Good morning viewers. Today we are going to discuss about pricing and break even analysis. Now in the previous classes we have discussed how the marketing and selling should be done. Now to market or selling we have to give certain price for our product. So what is that price? How much we have to give? That is needed for us, because if we go for high price our product may not be in the market, and if we go for low price we may not get a required profit, of course, which that is what we require. So in what ways we have to go for fixing the price? By considering what are the factors that we will discuss now. Let us see this. What is pricing? So pricing is the exchange value of a product or service in terms of money. So in terms of money is here to fix any price. In olden days there was a barter system. There we have given exchange, the people who are having excess that will be given to other person, that exchange is there. But today we are going to discuss only in terms of money, but not a barter system. Now so it is the value of a product or service in terms of money. Say for example take a pen. So what is its cost? That is what is the price. It may be 3 rupees, 4 rupees or 5 rupees, like that. So how we are going to fix that 3 or 4 or 5 rupees? So that is what we need. So now what are the factors to discuss about this pricing? First one is fair trade. That is, according to the discussion between manufacturers, wholesalers and retailers, what is that price to be fixed, that will be discussed. Next one is government restricted and nationally advertised prices. So in this case the government restricted, say for example take petrol. So it cannot be priced as we like. So it will be fixed by the government. In that case we have to fix according to those things. Next is desired customer. So what is the customer wants? What is his capacity? How he will pay for it? That is, in case of multi-level we can take whether that particular customer is a rich or middle class or lower class. According to them we have to do it. And what is the desire, whether it is required or not. Say for example take an air cooler. So its desire is only limited period. So like that we have to see whether it is a desire is limited period or throughout the year. Like that, according to that we have to fix it. The next one is company monopoly. That is, the product we are going to manufacture is only one person, there is no competition, then we can fix price according to it, because there is no competitors, we can go for at higher price. Next is nature of sales, that is seasonal. For example refrigerators, so it will be maximum sale will be from February to June, and again air coolers the same way. So in that case we have to fix a certain rate, certain price in during that season, and off season discounts etc., that we will go for it. Next one is volume versus profit. So here volume versus profit, by increasing the volume we can increase the profit. So that is, for example instead of going for 5 pieces at a rate of 10, we can go for 8 pieces at a rate of 6 rupees. So that by increasing the volume we can get more customers, through that we can get a more profit. That means instead of less pieces we can go for more pieces, that is customer satisfaction will be more and more customers are going to be attracted. Next is suitable channels of distribution. So how the distribution of our products is there, whether we are having in every nook and corner or only cities, whether we are having wholesalers, retailers etc., according to the distribution we have to do it. When the middlemen are there, then the percentage of commission etc. will be increased, so that there will be a lot of difference between manufacturing cost and the price we are going to give. So in that way we have to go for based on the channels. The next one is sales promotion. So how we are going to promote it? That is by giving certain discounts or offers. Nowadays we are seeing so many offers are giving. According to that we have to go for the fixing of the things. So in this way we have to fix our price, whether the taking of the same pen, whether 3 rupees or 4 rupees or 5 rupees, according to those things. Now we will go for what are the policies to determine a price based on the factors whatever so far we have discussed. So how the pricing should be given. That is, first one is low price policy, that is penetration. So when we are going to introduce our products at low price, say for example there are certain toothpaste now coming and the papers that with less cost as well as free of toothbrush they are going to give it. That is, at the time of starting they will give low price so that their product will go into the market. After entering the market, after they capture certain market, again they can increase to other values of the customers or other products, related products. That is called low price policy. Next is high price policy. So what is this high price policy? The price we are fixing high. So when do we go for it? When there are no competitors, that is in case of monopolistic market, because there are no other other competitors, so that we will get more profit. In that case we will fix our price more. Say for example let us take a Maruti car. Before it enters this Tata Indica etc., its price was high. The next day Tata Indica and etc. were introducing. In the evening that Maruti has reduced price of 25,000. So that means that is a profit for him. So how he is going to get with that 25,000? That means his price is high because there were no competitors at that time. So that is called high price policy. When the competitors comes, again they can reduce the price, and how they increase their profits only up to that monopolistic thing. Next is discount policy. So for every product that we are going to give discount, nowadays we are seeing it 30%, 50%, 80% discount is also there. Generally if it is fair market, then we can go in the seasonal products. In unseason time we will go for the discount. But nowadays whether it is more cost or less cost, all the people are going to give the discount, so that in order to attract the customers. So that is next point. Next is market price policy. Say for example now I am entering in a TV manufacturing. Now what is the price I will give? So market price, because there are lot of TVs are brands of TVs are producing and many people are buying it and already bought, so that it is open to the market. Now what I will do is I cannot go for more or less, so that I can go I will determine the price only according to the whatever the existing market prices are there, that only will be this. These are the different types of prices policies. According to our product and its markets, we have to determine the price. Now because there are certain things, certain policies, again we should see it's determining of the price is not over. After that also we have to see if how many volumes or how many number of components or how many number of pieces should be sold, then you will get no profit, no loss. That means before going to profit we should not see only profit, we have to see where we will not get profit and loss. That is first thing we have to see. For example, as a student I want to get 80 marks, but that is not the thing. First I have to see that 40 marks should come, then only I will pass. After getting 40 marks, then I will try for 50, 60 or 70, 80. But I am not forgetting, I am forgetting about this 40 and going for 80. It is not a correct. So now what are the price policies that we are going to discuss or we are going to fix? It depends on first what is the point or where or how many number of volumes that we are going to get no profit and no loss. That is what we require. And if the sales are more than that particular volume, then we will get profit, and if it is less, then we will get a loss. So that is called break even point. So now we will discuss about this break even point. So where we will not get any profit or loss, that is called break even point. Let us see here break even analysis. Break even analysis implies that at some point in the operations, total revenue equals to total cost. So revenue equals to cost. Revenue means whatever the income that we got. So for example, I purchased 10 pieces of components at 10 rupees. That is, my cost is 100 rupees. Now I will sell these things at 15 rupees. Now when I go for 15 rupees, if I sell 7 components, I will get 105 rupees. That means I will get my actual expenditure whatever incurred. So the 8th piece is a profit, 9th piece is a profit, 10th piece is a profit. That means at every increase in volume we are going to get the profit, and in case of not 7, it might be 6. So in that case 6 into 15, 90, that means I will get a 10 rupees loss. Of course the products may be there, but we should see that our product should not be with us, it should be marketed. As soon as it's completed that particular product, we should see that it should be converted into money. So that's why we have to see what is this break even point, how it affects. Now that is total revenue equals to total cost, where profit and loss is not there. Now still we will go for some other details of this. So how we can calculate this? Right. Now break even analysis is concerned with finding the point at which revenues and costs agree equally, hence the term break even. So break even is nothing but which revenues and costs agree equally. That is what the break even point. And break even analysis can be carried out algebraically or graphically. That is, we can go by drawing on the graph sheet number of volumes to rate or cost of the product, or with a formula that is algebraically also we can find out. Let us see how we can calculate this break even analysis. Now break even point can be calculated by using the following relation: BEP, that is break even point, F by 1 minus V by P. So what is this F? F is nothing but fixed cost, V is nothing but variable cost, and P is a selling price. Now here we can take this F or V or P either per each piece or total sales. According to that we can go for profit. So for example, we take only for one piece, what is the profit for one piece? If we go for total volume, so for total volume what is the profit? So V is variable cost per unit or total variable cost. So per unit or total, that means we may take only one piece or total pieces. Again in the same way, P is selling price of each unit or total sales value substituted by S, that is either P or S gives us the same thing. This is how we can go for finding it in algebraically. Now let us go for break even chart. So how to draw this chart? What are the things available in this? How we can read that particular thing? So this break even chart is nothing but through graphically how we can represent it. So it is, what is this break even chart? It is an aid to management. So what is this aid? It gives where we will not get a loss, where we will not get a profit. That gives us the, so in that way it is a aid to the management. Next is shows the clear view of the business. So where we are, where that particular business, whether it is in the profit or loss. So in the previous example I told 7 pieces we will get our cost. Now if I sold 8th piece, that means I am having another 15 rupees extra profit. 9th piece 30 rupees profit. So only 6 pieces, then 15 rupees loss. So like that it shows us what are the business, how it is, that will be shown. Next is one of the most useful graphic representation, accounting data. So it gives us data, what is the position of a fixed cost, variable cost, profit, loss, etc. Next, it is a graphic representation, economic rather than accounting concept. So this might be one limitation or disadvantage. So it gives us only economic point but not accounts. So economically we go for this particular BEP. Next is it portrays likely profits at various output levels. So it shows us, it portrays, that is it shows us likely profits at various output levels. Say for example, if I sold 8 pieces, what is the profit? 15 rupees. If I sold at 9 pieces, 30 rupees. So at various levels it is going to show the profits. Again in the same various levels it shows the loss. Next, it depicts relationship between marginal cost and fixed cost. That means it shows relationship between marginal cost and fixed cost. So what is this marginal cost? Within next we will discuss about it. That is how much above the fixed cost we have to keep it. These are how we have to do it. And again what it gives us, it marks no profit no loss situation. So as I already told, it shows us what is the profit and where is the point where there is no profit and loss. Next is it portrays margin of safety. So how much margin of safety is there? That is it is nothing but distance between BEP to total sales. Say for example, in the same previous case I have taken 10 pieces at 15 rupees, 150 rupees is the total. BEP occurs at 100. So this 50 rupees is called a margin of safety. That is whatever the extra sales over the break even point is called a margin of safety. It can help make specific plans to affect profits through the control of expenses. Now say for example I will take a BEP at certain percentage. So if that percentage is increasing, then it is not that much of profit. So now what I have to do is BEP in percentage must be reduced. It is preferable to give 50%. If it is less than 50, still it is good. If it is above 50, then we have to think of it. Now what we have to do is how we have to reduce that to 50%. That is to reduce the BEP. That gives us here, it is a aid like to management. Next is it can nicely sum up the impact of alternate decisions on costs and profits. So what it makes, nicely sum up. So what are the decisions, alternate decision? There is not only one decision, there may be number of decisions. So which decision that we have to take, which policy is good, that also gives. So we can go for with different figures, different graphical representations, which one is gives us more profit or which gives us less BEP percentage in, or which have more margin of safety, that gives us. Next is it is a decision making tool in the hands of management. It is a decision making. So what decision, what price that we have to fix. So it is an important thing. It is not last, it is not the least, but it is an important decision taking in the hands of management, how we have to put. Right, now let us see this particular chart, how this break even chart is drawn, or how this break even chart is shown. Now let us see here. What I told is break even chart. On x axis we are given total sales in volume, whereas here it is a cost. Now when we go for here, this is a total sales in volume, say 10,000 pieces or 10 pieces in my case. Now here I will go for 15, 30 like that up to 150. Now there is a line. First one is called fixed line, fixed cost line, fixed cost line. Next is variable cost line. Now total cost gives us fixed cost plus variable cost. Say for example, let us take this point at 0. Fixed cost is this much, variable cost is 0. So total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Now the same thing here we will get it, but now I am going to get another line, that is a total sales revenue line. So what is the sales revenue total? That was drawn a line here through the graph. Now where this total sales line cuts the total cost line, where the total sales line cuts the total cost line, it gives that particular point is called break even point. This particular point is called break even point. Left to the break even point we will get loss, right side of the break even point we will get a profit. So what is that we require here is how much it is nearer to the y-axis, that is the best for us. That is, at lower volumes we will get more profit. And here margin of safety. So if you see here, this distance is called margin of safety. Say if you see another figure in the same here, now you will get a margin of safety. So what is this margin of safety? It was clearly given here. You can see here, this is the margin of safety from break even point to the total sales volume. So if it is up to here, this is margin of safety. If it is up to here, from here to here, that is from break even point to total cost, it is called margin of safety. If it is only up to here, then this is called margin of safety. So according to this margin of safety, what is the particular profit that we can discuss? Say here all the vertical lines are there in the right side. This is the profit area, whereas this is the loss area. So this is how we are going to make this particular break even point. So this is about break even point and break even chart. Now let us discuss about the terms in this. What is the fixed cost, what is the variable cost, and how to draw the actual figures. Right. Now definition of this: a break even chart is a graphical representation of the relationship between costs and revenues at a given time. So at a given time, at that particular time, at that particular end of the year, or at that particular month, end of the month or end of that day, we can calculate what is that a break even point. Now another thing is, it is a graphic device to determine the break even point and profit potential under varying conditions of output and cost. Under varying conditions, say what is a fixed variable, fixed cost? Fixed cost may be changed, or variable cost may be changed, or total volume may be changed, that is sales volume might be changed. So like this, under different conditions, what are the things existing, how the profit is going to be affected. So according to that, how the price should be fixed. That all those things we have to discuss. Next we will come to the fixed cost. So what is fixed cost? Fixed cost or standby cost are those costs which do not vary as the volume of production changes, which do not vary as the volume of production changes. So for example, let us take a particular house is there, it is being given to rent. Rent is fixed 2000, whether it may be 200 people, 2 people or 3 people or 4 people, whatever it might be, fixed cost is the same. In the same way, if you coming to the industry, whether you go for 100 pieces or nil pieces, 0 pieces, there are certain costs fixed. Say for example, rent of the building, minimum charges of the power, current, minimum charges of the water, whether the production is there or not, we have to give the worker's salary, we have to give the official salary. So all these things comes under fixed cost. So when we want to go for good, that is the break even point less, means we have to see that the fixed cost must be less. So whenever you go for fixed cost is less, then you will get a good break even point. That is, at lower volumes you can get a profit more. Let us see the examples. Depreciation charges, insurance, property tax. Say for example, I was not in the house for 2 months or 3 months or 2 years, but I have to pay the tax. Again for the machine, I got the machine, but it was not utilized. Even then depreciation will be there. So after 1 year or 2 years, its cost will be going to be reduced. That is called a fixed cost. So according to this fixed cost, we will get the break even point. And what is the required thing is, in any industry, if you keep fixed cost less, it is a good, so that you will get at less volume of output, we will get a more profit. Next is a variable cost. So what is variable cost? Are those costs which vary with changes in volume of production or sales. It changes in the volume of production or sales. That means if the production is increased, rate is the cost is also going to be increased. For example, let us take direct material cost, direct labor cost, direct expenses. If I produce 100 pieces, I may require 10 people, 10 workers. If I go for 200, I require 20 workers. In the same way, the current charges increases, the other charges also increase. So according to the production, the charges will be increased. That is called a variable cost. Now let us see these examples of different types of variable cost. Direct material cost, labor cost, that is direct labor cost, commission rates on sales. So for example, if I sell at 10 pieces, I will give each 1 rupee, commission 10 rupees. If he sells 20 pieces, we have to give commission of 20 rupees, so that it increases. Now what we have to do is, we cannot reduce the variable cost, because if you reduce the material cost, customer will not accept. If you reduce the workers cost, worker will not work accurately. So what is ultimately that we have to do is, only thing is to reduce the fixed cost, so that at a low volume we will get a break even point. So that is why we have to see that in this variable cost there is nothing to reduce, but how we can best reduce can be seen. Next is a margin of safety. So as I already told, it is nothing but the right side of the break even point. So what is the difference or gap between total sales and break even point? That is called margin of safety. So let us see. The margin of safety is the excess of actual sales over the break even sales or production. Excess sales, that is, in the previous example I have given 10 pieces, 7 pieces is a break even point. So excess sales, 8th piece 15 rupees is margin of safety, 9th piece 30 rupees is margin of safety. So how much margin of safety is there? That is a good for the industry, right? Next, it gives us margin of safety may be expressed in monetary terms or as a percentage. It can be expressed in terms of percentage also, that is, how much percentage of profit that we got according to our sales. That also to be looked after. Next is, it can be represented on the break even chart as a distance between break even point and output being produced. That is how the margin of safety is represented. So in the previous chart I have shown the margin of safety, that is between break even point and the output being produced. That is, if the 7 piece is the break even point, 8th piece is the total sales. So in between the gap of 7 and 8, that is 15 rupees comes to margin of safety. Next, if the distance is large, it indicates that profit will be there even if there is a serious drop in production. That means when the distance between break even point and total sales volume is more, what happens is, even in some cases the production might be reduced, even then we will not get a loss. So for example, as I told, instead of 7 pieces I go for 8 pieces, it is 15 rupees profit, 9th piece 30 rupees. That means instead of 9, if I come to 8, only 50 rupees is a profit but no loss. Again, if you come to the loss side, it is a definitely affected. That is, if the distance is relatively small, it hints that profits will be reduced considerably even if there is a small drop in productive capacity or sales. That means a small drop. So for example, instead of 7 I will go for 6, that is a 15 rupees loss. In this case, if it is a more in the left side, we can reduce somewhat things. So this is how the effect of different things in a break even chart. Now if any doubts are there, you can clarify through the questions. Meanwhile, I will go for continuation of the remaining things. Another important thing is angle of incidence. So what is this angle of incidence? How it affects? So here it is simple. Angle of incidence, if it is angle is more, profit is more. If angle is less, profit is less. So how it makes us, how it gives us the angle, that we will see here. How it makes us a angle or this. Now here if we see this is nothing but angle of incidence. It is nothing but angle of incidence. So when we take this angle of incidence, if this is more, that is the variation between total sales and total cost is more, then we will get more angle, so that profit is a more. When it is less, then we will get a less profit. So this gives us a angle of incidence. This how it gives us. So now let us discuss about what is this angle of incidence. Now this is the angle at which sales revenue line cuts the total cost line or break even chart. That is, this the angle at which sales revenue line cuts the total cost line. Next is a large angle indicates that profits are being made at a high rate. That is, if the angle is high, the cost is also the profit is high, and angle is less, profit is less. Next is a large angle of incidence with high margin of safety. That is, angle of incidence is more as well as margin of safety is more, then it marks the extremely favorable business position. So both are more, then high profits can be achieved. The next thing is contribution. So what is this contribution? Contribution is nothing but it is the difference between selling price and the variable cost. So what is selling price and what is variable cost? The distance, the difference between these two is called the contribution. It plays an important role in determining the BEP effectively, so that with less cost that we can go for it. Now let us see again more details about this contribution. So this, it is contributed towards fixed costs and profits. So it is contributed towards fixed costs and profits. So what is the profit we require? What is the fixed costs existing? Based on that, the contribution will be given. It helps to determine the BEP profitability of the product, department, etc. That is, what is the profitability of that particular product, or what is the profitability of that particular department. Next is to select product mix. So here what happens is product mix, different types of products or different volumes of products. Say the same product with 100 grams, 200 grams, 300 grams, like that. In that case, how to mix it? How many types of 100 grams should be in volume, and 200 grams, 300 grams, like that we have to manufacture. Next is to fix the selling price under varied circumstances. As we have seen 4 types of selling these things, policies. According to that, how much price should be fixed. Again, it will be dependent on the contribution. In that way, that contribution is having an importance in break even, determining the break even point. Let us see another thing is a PV ratio, that is, it is nothing but profit volume ratio. So, what is this profit volume ratio? At what volume, what is the profit that we are going to get, or at what profit, what is the volume that we require, or at particular volume, what is that particular profit that we will get. So, for example, at 8 pieces if I sold, what is the profit I will get? 15 rupees. If I go for 9, 30 rupees. Or I want to get 45 rupees of profit, what is the volume that I have to sell? All the 10 pieces I have to, that is called a PV ratio. Let us see how these affects. It is the ratio of contribution to the sales. This is nothing but contribution to the sales. So, that is why the contribution is having importance in a break even point. It is the ratio of contribution to sales. It remains constant at various levels of activity. So, it remains constant at various levels of activity, any level, whether it might be in different levels of manufacturing or in different levels of markets, it is a same, it will not be varied. Next is, it is not affected by changes in a fixed cost. That means, if the fixed cost was changed, even then this PV ratio will not be changed, because it is only profit and volume, fixed cost is always constant. So, variable cost, with that only we have to reduce it, because without machinery and cannot go for the production. So, what is the thing is, we have to reduce the variable cost. How it can be reduced? That is by increasing more products at a time, that is raw materials purchasing at a time, so that we may get a lesser cost. Now, let us see how this effects of changes. If changes in this particular thing happens, what will happen? Fixed cost changes, what will happen? Variable cost changes, what will happen? Like that we have to see it. First one is effect of an increase in fixed cost. So, if fixed cost increases, what will happen? So, for example, you see here, this is the fixed cost, this is output in volumes, this is the fixed cost. Now, what happened is, I have increased it to new fixed cost, NFC. When it has been increased new fixed cost, what happened? The break even point is earlier this one, now break even point is new, NBEP. New break even point is here. That means, for example, if I get here at 7 pieces of break even point, here it might be 8 pieces. That means, if the fixed cost increases, break even point is also increases, that it moves right side, that is margin is increasing. So, what is that we have to say is, whenever we want to go for a good break even point, that means fixed cost should be decreased. So, here if we increase the fixed cost, it is a break even point increases more, so that the profit and angle of incidence is also less here, right. Next one is called effect of an increase in variable cost. So, if variable cost was changed, then what happens? Now, here again let us see this particular chart. So, this is the total cost, that is nothing but fixed cost plus variable cost. So, when variable cost was changed, so what happens? This is the total cost, but this is new total cost. So, when the new total cost is there, what happens is total cost is increased, so that angle of incidence is reduced, so that loss is more, that is break even point again moves to right side. So, if the break even point moving right side means it is the percentage of break even point is more, that is not advisable. So, that is why how it affects the variable cost. Next is the effect of increase in sales price. If you increase the sales price, what happens? Let us see again this. If I increase the sales, now this is a total sales, but I increase. So, instead of 15 rupees, I increase it to 16 rupees. Then what happens? This is the new sales revenue line. So when it has been increased sales, what happens is the break even point comes to left of it. That means angle of incidence is more, margin of safety is increased. So margin of safety is increased, angle of incidence is more, and cost is also the profit is also increased. Only this is the loss, whereas here it is a profit. So from this, all these things, whatever the angle of incidence, whatever thing, now here you can see angle of incidence is reduced here, but whereas here it is a increase. So at different conditions, if you increase fixed cost, if you increase variable cost, it is not advisable, because the break even point moves right side, it gives us a more sales in volume must be there. In the same way, when we go for increasing the total sales, then break even point we are going to get a more, and it is advisable. So how to increase the total sales volume? That is how, in the certain conditions, whether it is from low policy or high price policy, how we have taken is to increase the sales volume, so that as we have seen now, we can increase the break even point. So these are the in a nutshell about this break even point, break even chart, as well as break even analysis. That is, we have discussed in analytical way as well as in graphical method. Now let us see what are the uses of this break even chart or break even analysis or break even point in determining margin of safety. So what is the margin of safety? How much margin of safety I required? 15 rupees or 30 rupees or 45 rupees? It can be. I want so and so profit. So according to that, we will go for the break even point. In ascertaining the volume of sales needed to attain the targeted profits. So what is my profit? According to that, how many sales volume that I have to put. So if I want 30 rupees, I will go for only 2 pieces, that is 7 plus 2, 9 pieces. Next, in calculation of profits for different sales volume. So if I go for selling 8 pieces, what is the profit? 15. 9 pieces, 30. 10 pieces, 45 rupees. In that way, we can calculate these things. Next is in fixation of selling price. So what is the selling price should be there? How much we have to fix? Again, it depends on the BEP. That depends on the fixed cost. So based on that, we have to go for how to say, for example, if I manufacture a particular component in ordinary lathe, it costs less. If I manufacture that same component in HMT lathe, which costs more, then the piece rate will be increased. In that way, here also we have to see. Next is the maintaining desired level of profit. So what profit we require, high profit or low profit or medium profit. In knowing effect of changes in fixed and variable costs. So we have seen in the chart how the fixed and variable costs are changing and what is happening. All those things can be known here. In knowing effect of changes in a sales mix. So how many sales we have to do? Different types of the product mix are there. So how to mix the sales or how to increase it. In taking decision regarding make or buy, whether to make or whether to buy. In some of the cases, we may have certain things. Instead of manufacturing, it is better to buy from the others. So next, the last is that is the limitations, that is disadvantages. So it is not easy to segregate the costs into fixed and variable costs accurately. For example, we said current charges, power charges. For a minimum thing we required, as well as when the production is there, it is increased. In that case, how much we have to increase, take to fixed cost, how much we have to take the variable cost. That is a problem that we will get here. Next is variable cost need not be a linear function of production. Now in the chart, whatever we have seen is variable cost shown as a line, straight line, but it is not in practice. In actual, it may not be that. So that is another disadvantage. Selling price is not always constant. Selling price is always changes. So these are the disadvantages. So with this, what today we learned is, that is how to fix the price, and not only fixing the price, at where we will not get any profit and loss, so that what is the profit percentage of profit we can be discussed. Thank you.